Not only are Mexican cartels making hundreds of millions of dollars smuggling humans across the U.S. southern border, but U.S. government officials report the cartels are also raking in huge profits by smuggling massive amounts of narcotics, especially the deadly drug fentanyl, into the country. Fentanyl seizures are up 360% over the same period last year. So what needs to be done to stop illegal narcotics from pouring over our porous border and poisoning our people? Well, joining us is former federal prosecutor Josh Jones. Mr. Jones is senior fellow for border security at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Josh, thank you for being here. And before we discuss the cartels, the drug smuggling, please share your thoughts about the Biden administration's announcement that it's sending $310 million to Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador to entice potential migrants to remain in their own countries. So will that plan work? What do you think?
Well, it hasn't worked before. We, to this point, have attempted to address the issues in that part of the world by sending transfer payments down to those countries. And the problem is that you're dealing with three historically very corrupt governments. So you're essentially sending money with no strings attached down to governments that don't necessarily have the best interests of their people in mind all the time. So in the past, it has not worked. I think we need to find a better, more innovative solutions in order to get capital down there, such as incentivizing investment down there as opposed to just direct transfer payments.
So, Josh, many Americans feel the border issue was handled pretty well by the Trump administration. More than 100 days into the Biden administration, we have a border czar, Vice President Harris, who has yet to visit the border. You were down there. She hasn't been down there. What do you think?
Well, she has attempted to limit her actual job or her actual role in the immigration crisis to essentially diplomatic relations with the Northern Triangle countries, as opposed to addressing the physical reality of the crisis at the border right now. So, that's her choice. And from the moment Biden tapped her to that role, she immediately came out and said that, quote unquote, she's not doing the border. So fair enough. She's taken a step back from that. But the real problems, as we know right now, are right here at the border.
Well, I mean, at least she could go maybe to Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, like you did. You were able to go. Why couldn't the Vice President of the USA? And she's got Secret Service and all the protection she needs. Well, we've seen human traffickers profit. They're raking in millions of dollars now, smuggling women and children across the U.S. border, even abandoning little children like that Nicaraguan boy Wilton when they could not pay ransom money. And if that's not bad enough, massive amounts of illegal narcotics, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl from China pouring over a porous southern border. So how bad is it, Josh?
Well, the drug problem has been bad for a long time. Ever since I've been doing this for 12 years, and obviously the drug trafficking problem as it involves Mexico is much older than that. Started back in the 80s with cocaine, and before that with marijuana and heroin coming up from Mexico. In terms of the human trafficking and the human smuggling, that is something that we're seeing a sharp increase in right now in terms of numbers and in terms of the anecdotal stories that you're talking about, the horrors that we're seeing right now down there.
Well, I know border agents are saying it's the worst they've seen in 20 years or more. So what needs to be done by President Biden and the U.S. Congress to make a difference, to reduce, maybe even stop the trafficking?
I think a good start would be to change their messaging, or at least to get their messaging consistent. The problem for the Biden administration from the start is that their messaging is all over the place. The border's open, the border's not open. Title 42 is revoked. Title 42, the rule that prevents people from entering because of COVID, it's either on or it's off. It's on for kids from Northern Triangle countries. It's off for other people unless they happen to be here with. I mean, the messaging is all over the place, and the problem is that the traffickers, the smugglers in Central America will take messaging that's advantageous to them and pitch that to people down there who want to be smuggled up to the United States. And that's the reason that the numbers are one reason that the numbers are so high right now. I think we need to do something about the policy that is allowing all undocumented children to enter the United States from the Northern Triangle countries. I think there are better solutions to that than I think that's another big reason that the numbers are so high from Northern Triangle countries right now.
Okay, the messaging and dreamers. Josh Jones, former federal prosecutor, senior fellow for border security at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Thank you, Josh, for providing those insights. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.